Kusua mami Akosuah serwaah team I from team legal wives. Omo de one chinchinchi ama ye mami Odo Broni Team for. Esan say omo say mami Odo Broni Team no omo nam ana omo keka say because of kunu ano enti na mami Akosuah serwaah de mami Odo Broni call court. Na omo kan play fa say enye saa ekunu ano enti na mami Akosuah serwaah do Odo Broni call court. Na mom ekwan a Daddy Lumba fa so ewui ana afenso ajapade no ho ensensem entina ode eye maame Odo Broni court ensem bebli ana team legal wise for edi tudwa time pese obejemre ne yakotie bi no ba ansa na no make ka say ene your first time a wadaroma subscribe to Kasapa Media Ghana efama me we are like it na share so efama me enkotie video no
from the beginning ebo hu de roman crofo because obi ho kra no o team Odo Broni but ohu mema no se do musi support ya na atwene de na ba me na me ka kire lady bi o se bra bi se friend bra kwaku Kristo me ko follow no
Grace, what time last yes. My extra 2 minutes until now all wrap it up.
It's me the end never obi me end na me shra obi bia.
Yvonne, before the remember Don Abim Kakrawai, Don your legal advocate. Osaini Christone Chuma, Don Akosuah serwaah. We really miss you. So
yeah, it's it should be. Thank you.
Kakrana, not Yvonne and Brim.
Yeah, Yvonne, sorry, right? That's so I want me chance way. Yeah, guys, Pacho, we want you guys to screen record on Microphone almost screen record on Pacho screen record it. So yeah, I've had chance to listen to video now, reference and Vim lady here, and specifically that is what I really want to address. I mean, what's the video now? All that she's trying to say and say, the fact that people came around like arrival and trying to cheer Mami Akosuah up, and it's going to kind of have interferences in terms of appeal, no? And then basically that is a summary of Adia all part here. But I was so surprised that Obia also on what reading law, like if you've read the law and then you just say the fact say I'm for don't pay or airports, is going to the demeanor and position of people is going to have some sort of influence because judges look like they pay attention to conduct and stuff like that. So judges are going to pay attention to the conduct of people, fans, just to rule a case. That is so absurd. And it clearly tells, I'm not saying my evidence there, like we've always been preaching, say our judicial system has got issues. Now there is a if you are saying say because of that, yes, any case, you were saying the case because judges are going to pay attention. What happens to Article 125? What happens to that judicial independence now at Article 25 because Article 25 clause 1 to 3 says that judicial powers are invested in the courts, and then courts are independent, and then they are subject to the Constitution of Ghana, and that is the only thing they are subjected to. So if you sit online and then now about your phone air can say we are making her case worse, it is not necessary, people are bullying her, and then judges are going to pay attention to conduct to it's so absurd because no matter how dramatic or no matter how popular Mami Akosuah's arrival was, it is not going to have anything to do with judges. It is not going to have anything to do with judges. So for you to bring that thing out, I was so like I was like, someone who has studied law and you are talking like this, a mere popular arrival will have an impact on the on Mami Akosuah serwaah's case. Now, what can I say? People should stop bullying people. People should stop bullying. How is someone's arrival a bully to someone in the first place? Why must you even try and explain someone's arrival? And I'm telling you, Vim lady, it is a assertion. Sometimes so because I stop including say enna. It is you. That is what you are thinking. Why is it that you are trying to explain someone's arrival? Say obi arrival no bully ma obi. Like let it make sense. And I'm going to point out, Osha video now, Osha on the face value, you wouldn't understand where she's coming from. But I'm going to point out to you, say, the reason why is to say, make her say, that is what she believes in. That is her own assertion. Because, or say, even Ghana Mran, who can exhume body, how can you body, but you're seeing real, like, who can exhume against the law? Who, one akaso exhume body? Who has even like Obianka, so why even making that up? Meaning, say the fact that people are saying, say, oh, you better yin for no. it is even pissing you off, and then you are trying to make a case. Someone says here. So it is so absurd, say, like a country like Ghana that we have, I mean, Article 19 says that people should have fair trial based on law and evidence, and then you sit in your house, grab a phone and say the fact that people are jubilating, the fact that any microphone done or pay back that or done to San microphone would have an impact on her case. Mind you, appeal now corner say you can come and add fresh evidence. The appeal court is going to critically look at the issues, said the issues that were presented at the high court and the evidence that were presented, and was it really assessed very well. That is what they are going to do. So the fact that you are trying to make a case and I have a new evidence and account, yes, I new evidence and account is the same certificate in the court, you know. But now the high court is going to properly assess, say, indeed, sad documents, you know, and that is when they are going to trigger the evidence act, the section 16. Like I say, as a court, you need to go and verify. So Asemna Okanina, she's trying to just make a case, and that is the hypocrisy that I don't like about people. If you belong to a particular party, just come out and let people know, but don't make it look like as if you are talking and then indirectly you are trying to shade people. So how is Mami Akosuah going to lose? Bullying Odo Broni. So Vim Lady, are you trying to say even after the judgment, you know, the astute lawyers that came on board that spoke about there is something wrong with this ruling, and they quoted laws and stuff like that. The only thing you saw the fact that people were insulting, and you decided to champion that agenda instead of why didn't you champion the agenda of lawyers now also based on the law, and they felt no, this case there's been inconsistency. Why didn't you talk about that? But you decided to portray the negativity just because of the kind of agenda that you have. Because as after the ruling, we've had lawyers that even on your own show now who host you online, you know, those lawyers came in and were like, nah, per this law 1, law 2, law 3, law 4, we feel like there are some sort of inconsistency. Why didn't you quote those lawyers? Why are you not championing that agenda? But then you are trying to amplify the fact, say, a man for air, say, why are you hammering that? It's because you've got your own agenda. Then she says something, or say, they are going to bring in the same evidence. Yes, they are going to bring the same evidence, but there is the difference. The difference is they will now assess the evidence properly. The appeal courts will make sure, say, high courts, did they really assess evidence now? They'll do that. So, Vim Lady, I'm highly disappointed in you. And like I said, it is not any bad say you support Odo Broni, but come out clean. Don't hide behind the law and try and bully people and try and shade people and try and make it look like, say, yeah, like people are bad and stuff like that. And it's so absurd. The fact that you said, say, judges will look at the conduct of the people and it might have some sort of impact on the case clearly makes our case stronger. Say, there are some sort of inconsistency in our judiciary because there is equality before the law, and that is Article 17 of the Ghanaian Constitution, that everyone is equal before the law. So if everyone is equal before the law, why should the judge be like, as a rival now, man, for so like let it make sense. Now, the same thing that they did on UTV, now on Sebastasi Air Kasasa, now they are going to shape the mindsets of the people. Now, I say, that is what we call agenda setting. That is what we call agenda setting. Now, once I start saying Kasasano, people will listen to and people will be like, it's true. As Crawford is almost able to do. Muko Accra Airport, Mako Edidi, Muko Kumasi, why the same thing. That is the kind of agenda they are setting just to shape the narrative, just to make people think, say, as a mameno or able to do. And like the same thing they did to Papa Shi. Once Papa Shi call UTV, they make it look like, Papa we cry, so stop it, that's on him, the just to make people believe, say, the person is not making any sense. But in actual sense, critically, assess assembly, you say, nah, these people have got a case. And it's the same thing Vim Lady is doing. It's an agenda to make people feel like, as a more dribble, as a more harding, as a like Mukasadodo. And that is what they are doing. Someone say, and Vim Lady, lastly, before I make Yvonne come in, right? Appeals are not about its appeals are about legal matters. It is not about drama. It is not about people's arrival. It is not about popular arrival and stuff. That is not what appeal is about. What's I say? Appeal reviews whether trial court made errors in terms of the law or the fact, and that is what we are going to do at the appeal courts. Appeal courts, and they are going to assess if the high court made some sort of error, and indeed they made error. Because share the magnitude of the case now, they had the power to go and verify the information, to go and verify those documents, not sending it out, but they decided not to do that. So the fact that someone's arrival has become popular and you feel like it's going to have an impact on the case clearly tells us then you are trying to shape the mindsets of the people. Even judges in the are trying to now make it look like, yeah, as a odi amount for judges. I don't know how to put it in tree. You are trying to make the judges feel like the people are talking too much, are behaving a certain way, just to discard them, just to discredit them. That is what you are trying to do. And some of us, we know. Yvonne, Bremo, sorry for taking your time, but I'm still here. I drew me so. Yvonne, go ahead.
Oh, okay, thank you. In Chiamunina, it's morning where I am. So, issue where we're home. I think when it started, I wasn't bold enough to. I had taken a stance in Mitrimu, minimiana me babyana mijna, but now me babonting embekasa. It took time because you know how it all started. At him the DNA nyoma woman, so it made it very difficult for me. But 3 weeks ago, now I say, I stand for this thing and I believe in it. And I have come to understand the story. So I will take a stance. Na baby, I was me explain it, bibi obi I will. Now, Omubusa say, why didn't she didn't come for her husband's funeral. So why is she here? Why is she here? Are you asking? Now, what go through there or no? What go through no? Now you have a family or there's a funeral where you are not consulted, where you are not respected, where the core family is against the arrangement of the funeral, where the autopsy hasn't been done. Even Charlie Kirk and say, yeah, Charlie Kirk died on camera. Na camera see this no be kuno. Ni autopsy wo. So you're telling me that woo and our mommy, you would encourage your mother to come to a funeral where yembuno, where controversies were hot, where in bibianko ye. I think we are in no position to tell her what to do, when to come to Ghana, how to conduct herself. You and I and any other person, we are in no position. It is up to her. No penal obey. What we do so. Now you're the young mommy, and I say I'm from mommy, and now mommy can decide what she wants to do. Now, Mrs. Club International, not they were appealing to government, say on Shehubi. Nankofone say, hey, what is wrong with you? This is not a government issue. Mom, what's na baby? Now me dream one, I'm saying, are these people really, are you assessing the situations properly? Social issues, marriage, a social issue. And social issues are very important to the society. In fact, the family unit is so important to the economy and to the society. Oko America, the black society is suffering because their family system no omo ntumi amane njina. Papa ni ho, bema ni obaba wo miensa no ti baby, waware ni crowd ti baby, into who is raising the son and who is raising the daughters. And that is what we are fighting for. And some of you think that, people are too emotional. Are we not human beings? Yes, you have to be emotional. People, they are traumatized. They are fighting their own fight. Of course. When Martin Luther King was fighting, I feel said, what in Kwafono Mudium Omechino, Ofo said Dentin and no Mudium Wichi. Because they have experience. Omo experience be a fast asem nehubi. Omo they have trauma linked to those cases. Look, Omo Omo called welcome. When they went to welcome Mami Akosuah Serwaah, they spoke to a few ladies. Me say ebeya one was out of even the 5 that I saw, 4 of them said, hey, yeah, they are me da. Oh, Mr. Miknuja, Mr. So you should Vim lady, listen, understand this, okay? Sometimes problem be wahwa. It's been going on for a long time, but we haven't had the courage to come out and speak against it. It will take one person's situation for a revolution to happen. That's what you're seeing. That is what you're seeing. So Michelle Pa, take a seat at the back there. Now me yase you see you're studying law. Because some of the things you said, I felt too bad. I felt so bad. I'm very disappointed, honestly. Now, we will say bullying. Look, when you want to use a word, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful because every word has a meaning. And you're studying law. Let me tell you what bullying is. Bullying is the repetitive, intentional hurting of one person or group by another person or group, where the relationship involves an imbalance of power. So bullying can be physical, verbal, or psychological. Sometimes it happens online. So cyberbullying, which we have seen, and it goes on both sides. On Crofono Moko Hono, you use the word bullying. That's why I'm also going back to bullying. In Crofono Moko Hono, which of them now said they were intentionally going to do something to hurt the other side? Even Omuko Mo, Uti so no be a pra. Uti se bibi boni bi abaho. Uti se violence bi oho. Tell me. So you use a word like bullying as a law student? Say one kasan one say you have to stop bullying them. It will seem like you're bullying them. And oh kasan I'm saying you ready. Maybe I want to write my trauma dream. And to be honest, I didn't. I'm very cautious on what I comment on. But for this situation, no, I'm like, no. I met share my dream no matter how you see me. So judges, they say we have to hold our judges in high esteem. Of course we do. But then also a judge cannot always be right. What I say, also nipa, and I get where you're coming from, so nipa. But you need to learn how to articulate properly. Articulate properly. Because communication is a skill. Learn it. Don't come and tell us. Said judges no na ekoso ewo chromo. If they do pay your comments, then they would probably no be Mami Akosuah serwaah, because look at the number of people that were there. That's the voice of the people. If they actually do, then if I'm going by what you said, so don't come and tell us as if se court and there are no rules, there are no formalities, there are no procedures, there are no processes are moved through. And judges can just sit on TV or TikTok or her video and I'll say, okay, say na me please, madam, Miss Ropa. Don't come and misinform people. Be educating Kofa. Make sure you have your facts right. You're using the right words. You're articulating properly. Now, me, Nyamichiri, and a cowardice. Obia on your board. There is nothing wrong with being on the other side. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Because Obia will experience a when your life. Sebe, Obi wa ne mame anwarida. Ne mame, unfortunately, was a side chick. There are people like that. So they've not had the experience of being in a family unit. Into ukakra on
they believe in that school of thought.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can't blame them too much because the experience is then to me. I don't, not be careful, but me at the same time, I'm not going to advise my child, my bad girl, it would never happen. Find your own, go to school. What's your saying? Yeah, when you with no memfan you be. But me, my DNA say, Ujina left. It is okay to say that, look, me, I'm team this. Don't go and sit in the middle and then be pretending. Now, see, baby, me say, oh, Radi, I feel so bad for you, lady. Baby, ye me ya. Say, niamo yeno, na muhu ya yehi.
So you see that line, miss, that line is to get for people to disregard or discredit or discard the woman.
What are you talking about? Because in your head, you are asking, now, Mami Krading, let me tell you something. This woman has been in the dark for, you know how many years she's been in the dark? Akosuah serwaah, what is her mamida? Won't in the voice that? What when she came to say thank you to everybody? And look around, what is she's thanking the people that were insulting? She does not control people's data. She doesn't control people's minds. She doesn't control what people say. She can only control herself, and she's only responsible for herself. Not even her children will she be responsible for, because they're older than her. They're adults now. So please, when you people go and sit down, it's like they don't. Hey, don't fool yourself. My Google Dino. Go and Google the names and see if we don't have anything doing now. You will be here, but Sebi, you have to stand for something. Nipa did not stand for BBO. A coward penal, because I'm in the middle. How are you in the middle? I don't want to know what are you in the middle for what? That means you don't have a stance. You don't have principles. You don't have values. And I'm saying it's okay to be on the other side. And but Miss Remo, let's be honest. Mami, more than 17 years, a Canada passer, and a 17 years, and people are still saying that till today. And sometimes I'm like, hey, time has proven that she was not away from her husband for 17 years. She was in Ghana 2018. No, Taba. Muse ona no kunikunu, ni kunu nankasa ba besainiti. Musi papa ne worry no, papa ne se me ma worry no. Musi on worry in ordinance or the videos I bet you can see onunie ne Bakalvin nie Charlie nie Ghana for what do you want? Inti nka mo pesa mami be or do airport na obia mami ni oni mo share mo dia gro papa. It's because we have come to know the truth. Who we thought was the victim is not the victim. We know Auntie Akosuah said one story with Lumba. The other side, I personally will be Samia, this is my opinion. But the times, the dates are not adding up. And we're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about parents who would allow teenagers to go and just on the Berman. We're not even talking about the societal harm. I was saying we but Obia, she said, there's some so I just signed it. You will go bleed. Because I'm telling you, the number of people who are now seeing that this woman has a genuine heart, onye she Sebi, and you no kase yembesiano. I was on the live when they were planning to meet her. I was on the live. She didn't ask for it, but people genuinely love her. So this should tell you something, she. One of the things and people would always say, no. Say injustice will be bia. Oh, problem wo injustice will be bia. Martin Luther King or say injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So let's not sit down your moral fiber no and disintegrate it to let young girls think that they say there me and I can go and claim that it is a nonsense.
Nanda anokra nyame asam so no cause o say wonsuro wonye bone a wonsuro hwe mona mosia say eyi whatever wajaya mamo mona mosia say is logo no whatever oba onko ho. So why the panic? Where is the panicking coming from? Nana say you must be braining kanu no. You can't come and tell me say this situation that is going on. No, you are neutral. You can't. It's either you are in or you are out. And per what this lady has said, on when maybe she belongs. This is a time for revolution. America, one I bet now I did enjoy your woody camera so actually upon could say yeah walk asano. And you'll be I didn't quite see when you'll be a advocate and you'll be no your revolution. Would you come and also enjoy the system? So we have all the youth have arise. No more can say this is the time for the voice of the widow, the voice of the lady should be heard. Also say, Madam Kwanaka Kakadam, in this all yellow. Ghana na or just all the bring my man for this because we are all well educated. We are critical thinkers. As a critical thinker, you ask yourself a question, then you answer yourself that question. Now I would it to on. That means you are analyzing the situation. What not say beside no one say, a then a buy a then a Ghana for who ye all of a sudden no more pray edima minute. No kasan giving itself example. Now no kasan man who answer. Now so nyansa ni we are. She will come and retaliate what she will just come and reverse what she said. Madam say, baby.
Wow, Olive, you rather was say so some bad pig with some Becca side there, bra.
I be papa Christo dey say me taba ne page na super most time.
Oh, okay. Sergeant Shrena na ye boabo no ana dia big submissions na ye koye nim na ye really justice no. Yeah,
drop me and drop.
Thank you. Jenny Love, still na and some counts. Maybe you should drop and request again. Maybe I know Beboa fix it or connection issues. No way. All right, Lena.
Yeah. We pass your motor maker. Okay. Me were you, mammy, and quick now. Menko. Yeah, that's baby. I dim lady in India. As some now can on preventing Canada. Yenim the standard. Yenim the agenda narrative of person creative. The same thing no creative first one. Yeah, we train them. Yeah, we are not on for soon. Or the casa. No more no more for back door. Aqua ye the omu ye no previous one. No, I can say ye na ye hu ye new. Ye woman. Omonimu guasi. Omontoma apa. Sisi adie. They have been exposed. Send the same muntia so obiaba. Now once more be said on the Shiano airport. Then you can aqua Shiano airport. Since when has it become a crime? Any crime. Why need to play all bad and conform Concossiano? Not me, na me pe, na me who say me quacosia, me mammy or airporter. What say Yamubeyehi? Because essence a munya binti, you will never get it till you die. And today, oh, yeah, say, yeah, be a movie. Now, one, they be a music entertainment industry. I never be a mammy case, and entertainment industry. No, you call Honor, and you know, no more. Many now say entertainment, no. No politics now, oh, yeah, and when they need on your entertainment lawyer. And on your miniature say judge for no, or name the impact of entertainment or Ghana. I'm recall Becca say Obi Hubeye because Obi Akotu Obi. Since when has it become a crime? And the concert I can see na Ghana for more organizing it. Omo kasa omo here. Omo kasa concert for so here because air ko Obi die no there. And they are cool. But air come a many dear. To see how the name what yentiase china because I don't know person who ni pan brain issues are. Omo try to tone so since over 20 something years. So now poison ikulu. And no dear no one other person ni won. Just for other person no one you won. Ya ma many dear. See ya nyankopon ya aduma no kure ne pia mo enim gwase aba no. Mo fair like one person be die tum say mo nie wu. Na mo san person mo create different narrative. But I'm to unim. I did wear course wrong. I am from the north. When my agenda almost said to Honum. I did almost catch a nordness, me say. I your mammy, not your papa daddy lumba, or you mummy, and tino, and a wuna, the year penny ni say, or market one in Yakuna, and noon tino, and all dear Busiana court. Just that. Maybe so almost I said, oh, no. We the north and also they like our don't how they never know and that's my nice how they want yard and I'm saying that mammy no yes how a different narrative na mo create here. Me na ye mo radio station yarn and they misinformation and man crofo and I won't say young crofo no more villages no they don't have to mean journey and to mean dissecting some so oh asema ekoso and yen tro and I no correct. Then they just took it like that. See, I'm not going to be obiati as yen. Must be a home. Yahu ye he cry and find you. Yeah, dear. Yanko the universe has seen. Bibia obie say ya ye ya famu de enti say ebe ko ya ma ye ma me no anko ya ma na ye ntwa so da ye be ko supreme court omo nti ase a ye be ko ye friends international court ye no omo ye be twia the Ghana man akogina Akosuah sewa versus Ghana say on also wasua law nti ye be kwa ya ready ye na ye bi esika e na ye say baby ye pese ye de ye no mo so ebi no nso so do amusika ono of them lady ni Ghana ye kura ye tinemu a media school na obie ye no adenti na wantimi amanage adenti na wantimi amanage na oja ahodwane ye na wo ma me ton board ye e wo temadwom of titi ni mawura mu hwe wo ma wo ko school enti ne ka wo ma me tini dan mu na se asukono ma bi se wa ware wo papa oba be jo ma me bra ebe yo de adenti na Ghana fo no ye mu bi ebinom yɛ nyaatwom saa you are also part of those things wo yɛ a victim of that adenti na wo obi die de ɛyɛ oya we de yɛ hu omo o enti no onke na nkoda onna also akɔ no law school yɛ nyina hobby ɛna lawyer yɛ hu law firm a wa practice ɛno ani sɛ ɔyɛ social media lawyer yate yate ɔmo gye bi sɛ ɔyɛ lawyer yate ɔmo ngye die yɛ a yɛ ngye die yɛ so yɛ ngye die because yɛ nim ni law firm ye nim nipa koro okọ practice no ho ye hu no court mpo da enti no na asem no ya botu egu on sesam fangu dustbin mu no onke na onkoda no ndu ni phone mo wa adwuma pa cho maka bibi na manka ni ya mo fa nchem me da se asanto atiminka asanto a otiminka mo obi timinka na mo timinka obi timinka
Ayatonka.
Ayo, mpatho me da ase wo adwuma mu nteno. Me kwa yi site. Why? Se me so kakra me wono no, maka bibi na manka ne yensu amfa nchem.
Me pa show you Yankupon Shrow. Emsa network and then I used to look at currency no.
Okay.
Until I'm also a month one. Hello. Your network. Hello.
Yeah, you're talking Kasana.
Me pa show medical actually mo. I mean, say nyame ado mo bia ho ye. Me pa show na ma me no dey bad no mo pay free ma me no because me dwen ho a me nti ase. Minima de kro mo pese ma me ne ye. Ma me ne ba no wan be kasa buwe, oba no be kasa nso so eno so mo benya ho asem maka. Adenti no mo ye ma me ne so mo pese mo ye na ma me ne kwaka na no adura na. Nyankopon so nti de mo ye no emmemu da mo me enka no kresa ade e ekoso no eja. Me dem me vim lady no me say the work and asem bet me party. What's it what's o my emra wo Ghana asem we sie nya hu se Ghana emra ni ha emra nya adwuma wo Ghana ha no say in one fa na nsem na oka no on fa nkonkotopum. Why? Because ye say the work and crampo. I didn't know more yes sir. Minimum time o maso egu mami because mami ba airport e kwhia no family ani so e bi di mami yata mami mpanyinfo tete ho no sa mami mpanyinfo no me hu o mo se o mo ya ba tan o mo ji nkrofo kunu ma wo mo ma o mo ya ba tan o mo ji nkrofo kunu ma mo because o ba sa nyansani bia ni ho no mo a o be hwese ne ba be kosa ade anim o ba tan nyansani bia ni ho no mo a o be kwa kwedi san kosase mo we se yechi o ba tan ya minima ba tan bia o mo de ade bo mo yam ji nkrofo kunu because of o mo sika ma o mo ma sa ma tan no mo na di sa mo asem no ade we o mo de ma me no enye de anka mo kwan ti mo se kwan ne tene se ka mo kwan dia anka chia ma mo adenti na mo yesa adenti na mo yesa ti nsuan pa se mo sa ma mefo na mo sisi media no so mo di ma me na tem se mo na mo de be ma bia bre e na obi abagie free mo nsama ka mo be feel say eye ma mo nyesa ewiase se ka wakoma e ka wo yonko ana ka wo why lumba wakan wose wo nyansafo na ti nyansafo ase enti ye nyansafo no de ye ti ase but mo agimifo mo ncha mo ankra man no mo nti ase mo nkonkoto binimu enye yasem na me ya na say me ni akokodwam de be so life nka me won nsem bebro me ka chen kwase afo bi omudi ma me natem say we na be so life ma me ne chekan we na be so life say enwo bi e komode wo mo minim krofo bi osantase a omo ma me ye beggars wo hia omo nua mo nyina ya akromfo o meje o masi ho di ma me yatem enti mo dwene mo fie nsem mo kakra enti enya ana enti mo tu mani esi ma me ne so mo de ma me na to tan kuro mu a mo time ma me ne sa mo time ma me ne for de bay ma me ne nyame nku no de nyame ahyehye na wahyehye de mo be biara back to send the babo mutiri so the bomb na ase be so ne agumanu wakan hu na mo time ma me na ye nkwase asem na mudi no wate adai enti ma me no ba Ghana ni bebre bent nkrofo koma no nkrofo kasama no bu okoni ma me ne da o mu koma no enti ma me na ba Ghana de ba bone na ma me ne ye se ogina cars no wo chia chia se nyame nhira mo da ya se nkrofo akoma no ne bone no no so ma me na ko am be kasa nka mu kru ya mbese atwa mo aka mo ho ka just the mama ni be ye bia mu benya ho asema ka oye papa mu beka mama no nye boni bia so what time mo nwene mo mama mo kakra mo dip ye be men senyo ma bia se o we na be so life and odi mama ya tam so mama ne ho ato ne twe ho ebi krampa na woni pa ko ka say I once na twa gu twa so twa bonsin wo num enso won ka wo de na wo ka mama ya sam di mama ya tam bone be na mama no de ayemo oto mudie be ya wanhia meti ho mi ohia ni bi ka me kwakọ bobosia da be chia saka nti mo nka bone ama me ne de ayemo adai na mo de ma me na to tankuro mu a mo tan ne sa na ni mo nyam tini ho ani bre why adai ma me no enyo ne ka sa nyankopon mo mabusuafo agimifo o
Enya maame ne ka se Nyankopon ommo mabusuafo mmoa. Why? Ti munya maame ni di na ne ho nto no. Why? Ade what mani as maame so adi maame yatam saa mo pese maame no mo pese as maame Akosuah se wakọ na no aduru awu nyame nso nti emma saa da nyame nso nti de mo hyehye na enya adwuma da nyame nso nti de mo pra ne biara ye de Yesu moja boda da ne eba mo so awo vim lady wo te ho se mra wo man mu mra be na wo man mu troka ade
I think so. What drop you? So Jenny Love Brim. I think Nippon no what drop it. Jenny Love. Jenny. We still can't hear you, so I'm not sure. Maybe something is wrong with your connection, Jenny. Oh my God, Jenny. Sorry about that. Boss lady.
If I just make a,
Yeah.
if I just the American say, I'm saying from the Kasaka Krana, not me in school runs.
Be in any of the two left lanes, then take exit 6 toward Chorley.
You can say, who say, Mommy, video be started circulating some time ago.
In 200 yards, keep left toward Chorley.
Sorry, no airports. Now, Mommy, what airport I'm say bag black be
Keep left toward Chorley.
Now, bag black be sent in Sahosa. And him say, provide drink or sa video no swap. Now, I circulate to airports. That time, no dear. Our banana, me find say, oh, Bianco Chiano Quine, dear, not a young mother, no more the sereno. Or more the sereno. Meaning say, and be a life, mamma me. I was a video no home. I'm so being the tran immigration for the tran sa video time or what airport or means no be rooms and all I don't know. Almost rain was a video no home. I don't have the same energy now. This time around, no. People have come to know the truth and love this woman naturally, organic love. I don't know when you see the same energy, no, to appreciate and praise the woman. The energy, no, more insult to mommy that time, you know, because bag is and sound rubber bag, day, can send baby. People were okay with that. They were okay, they accepted it. But when it dear almost throw somebody because anymunyambi abetomo mami so or me so. Anymunyambi abetomo me so. It's I say a shop so. Must say Presla when and so I don't know a hantino. My men anymunyam a hantino. Now you can say one Lumba statements now by year and answer no will be one. The show needs to say, may Akosuah say, why? On to me, yes, sad in the dark. Now, the spinal cord and a winya issue on my yen operation. Sad statement, no, so why you cheap, Diano? Never say me no more Ghana around 96 times and between 96. Remember family 96, that time, no. Now me more JSS1, JSS to me a cheap. You will be busy, prim cabia. Chem kabia ene wo dachi kabia prem kabia so the tree na kan enti em famra tree mu na mpanifo na omo 6 stations e kan sembi no prem kabia e kan sembi no prem kabia which is e kan sembi no prem kabia which is
How the fuck did that happen?
Fine. Crystal, what happened?
I don't know.
Okay, I think it's a technical problem. Maybe it's a glitch.
That's why I had to. I don't know what really happened.
Okay, sure. All right. Musari question I'm right here for.
Wow, how did this happen?
PSCA godson. Okay, go ahead, you can talk.
Yeah, bɛkyerɛkyerɛ mo nyinaa nsi akɔpɔn ade obiara ho yɛ.
Yeah.
Good. Mede kakra mɛka ne sɛ kwaku na nkɔpɔ nhyira wo ne ɔpamfoɔ mode dwuma no nyinaa nkɔpɔ nhyira mo nyinaa ma mo sɔpɔte ama Akosuah Serwaah. Ana wapɛrɛfo asɛm bi a wɔka na woka baka bɛbisa bɛna bu a asɛ wodi atam. Ahyɛ wo ni atam ya bɛbu. Pɛrɛfo ka sɛ wa no so nso a sɛ wotwa tin. Waha ana lumba wu foforɔ no na mo se wɔhyɛ fridge mu na mo ka sɛ CSC no first court ayi kumanse won e ba sɛ aserobia nkodi kuna mo hu sɛ mo do mo hu mo sɛ mo yɛ wena na mo ko jubilate yɛ mo tu champagne no ɛne na nyɛ bɔne wɔ ho ɛno mpo na ayɛ awerɛhoɔ da osum da a ne pa na nyansie na wɔhyɛ fridge mu obi adi Ghana fo yɛ obi atwa agyaadwo no mutim ko tu champagne egu mo ho ebohyire sɛ ma wɔ ni court case and then in class sɛ and the antiman saying the judge bi adwene na maame no yakosie fo na wie sɛ mo kasa wankosie no so mo kosie no da bi mo sie nso mo ankasa n'anim maame na ba yasie fo oba Ghana na sɛ na do fo kohyia ne kwan sɛ yɛbɔne nipa mo kyɛ yɛte sɛ obi pra ho yɛte sɛ ka bobi yɛte sɛ moto abobi yanti yɛ yɛte sɛ yɛ do kwan so no bi akɔe ɛsɛ de ba de pa no mo jefi maame no ɛde ba de pa no mo jefi maame no ankoba na ko entoma no twa o na ka ne sɛ gu n'akyi mo na mo akasa mo de camera sa kwesi no so ma sa bas na ma sa sere no hwɛ oni adofo mpo obo no mo kasa ma nyina sɛ obi akra entiment de n'akyi na sɛbi o me no mi do kwa na obi akra anim yɛ kra no sɛ be ko Ghana hɔ ana fɛfɛ sɛ nkɔfo me hyia yɛ ɛwɔ airport o ukwa na faso bi akra ani wo so yɛnti wudin ba bi ada Gusin for me show offer a girlfriend bi offer a boyfriend bi say offer taxi me shia offer Uber me shia na mpese mama Akosuah Serwaah na ono no wo ye legend yore oba papa bi so no at the age of 62 years hwe no they say ya almost about 40 years in 37 38 fa compare na moto da mu di ma me ho feo na mu di na tem dan na me hwe Facebook na baba wa bi say Ghana for my my phone nyina mo support my Akosuah for nyina she said I don't want to use that word here kasa basa tan the Bible bo no na yem ba na respect ma pa kasa nto kwa we ni sa insult we no e bi bo no ma won kasa we no no nya bo na kwase ya wo ene ya te abre e bi tima kasa ya wo kasa ya wo pa kire wa ho wo tina dwane ho a ekuta thousand timi ko wa no to munya do mo ye no yom kwa no ma no ya wo o munya yi na ma me ndi no e ka mo na kana ma me no kwase o bo so mo tete na go wo da reho no team da ko best ebeti enes ma me da wa sorry e na mo hwe ene bo nkasa botiri so enya adwuma na enya adwuma kyena na me young girls na I say more supported such attitude na bisuma mo ye me man de yeko nye asemo ye boa mo fight ama mo na mo se mo de mo ntia ase na still na no chinchina atwan eno wana mo pede ye nye asemo me keka de kwa kire mo enye yasem young guys na ye ba nye mfa ye hu se na mo se mo hia ye je ye ho ye be ma da hem o ba obeji obekọ foforo beba na yakopon ye wadom na akohia bema bia wote wase na wodo na mutu na mona so koto do mu a na kene bi wa oyonko ba efa kire na o boyfriend so kunu ni kwaje no ho a aro bete na abisu ano ko chichiri ma chiro sofo bi yakopon twewachi ma because do be there's no support pa remember mo support sa chickens na man no if free they know what they are doing omo ni omo yiri master tiro omo table chire no omo nim said de omo yiri metifia treatment na de omo ne ma ne Akosuah entimi nkosie de mo si penalty no omo nto omo ana mo de pressure e de begu ma Akosuah se waso na bo ho bema be kentinka paro wa sok TikTok live no di ma me yatem e di entia ene ma na ni ate ma me Akosuah se what time on the twam enti mo fight emfa e ma no abuchi format Ghana omo ni omo ni ate o e ma na tia no mo ye adwuma ye kwa Ghana ba ye kosi dan no ba na kakra no awes no akobo no wo kuku di aka ho wo kwa na de wi atwe wo koro busa de dan na kodu say me do see cement na kodu say blocks no crown so chop a $1,000 or £1,000 ba na ye de na de wi atwe na de the hotel and no many aba mo so many atiri ntinam mo fight against masa monye steady to mo nkoso anyime bie mu president say man share them and no mo nyine pie o mo kasa mo na so ko school esua no ma to sa tete kwase mo na press mo gu na makeka mo gu dem na o mo ntimi nkasa na ye kwa aba twen ye hwemofra no na makuja se what time na twam o etwam te mo ni na ho na mo nya sa support fi na mo support no na no emoa adai na da bia na basa mo kan confessions ada bia basa mo kan confessions ana obi badon buso obi kwase de botai ne se ya on enemu asem ko a se de kwatin be yadwuma ko an ko ne hia no why kwase ba ko for na worry aware npa mi na worry mama Akosuah da lumba why de fi no yonko jen en fa na ya worry ni fi why de fi aware fi kwatena baabi then pa no ko sa ba ne ho to na no ko bo shows no with was aba back so be ne re ne mana arama bi se bia go kire e mo fa te da form obi won fa enwo nkra miensa de jan nkra tofi wa no ko tara e bo washa wo so nyan nkra ma jama aban no metena won chi no aseme na ya mo kana sa no na lumba no jama me no ko e ma me so wanyare da ne ho afemfem ne da e de le silu ma so no to no ko do back we ne yire come on Charlie bokasa ba sebe mama nyama ho say adwene frato gatem se frato gatem kra mo fa na mo replace why esre mo na mo kasa ne boy de tikra na say bufu ku nice asem ya ma ho enkofu be da meni mo apo mi so mo kanyansa say we pa mo say mo na so ma adwon fo issue pa mo say o man eni mo so nyansa no ten not I say entati amore but you sa do mo gina o ma ha mu nko a and nobody mel o mel so ben ne o do ben nyi o ba ne mel so ben no asema na kana sa no ma no mpo Ghana waduru ho no mpa mo nkwashepo se mo mpa mo nkwashepo bi hu de ya ma se mo hyehyɛ mo sa no ada Ghana no se wonya Ghana ne bi ma na ana Ghana o yatua no ofa ha buwe we esi abuwe wankasa abuwe wakasa so abuwe se wonya den e de ba de pa na moji mon kan kyerɛ na ya keka mbom ne ya fama na mo ntomo adan you see pressure ho nkomo se mo so mo life na team one when for the sidechicks se mo so mo life na mo ndi pressure ho nkomo ne nkomo no ho ase se mo so life a mo ntimi nya nkomo bi andi se ma ntimi kan Akosuah se wan wasem a Munyin komo biadi. I had a shock. Oh. What is this? Presla and Tomunti make as a Presla. Also buy and also the ever lumbany. We say. What's why I dear? Munin home come up. Most some life. Wow. We just say why. They say, they time and cry and say, so Moon said, Obia, Odi Kakrabi. Kasama Akosuah serwaah pe no matias is pa cross no mudi na tem and then by force MPP NDC baby am pe na me johnny opinion obi e say mutimi kan chinchina bi do dobro ni echi ana me mutimi kan chew say chinchina bi di Akosuah serwaah echi o no insi baby obia won tire we say na ade fa wo so bi di banku ni tilapia obi so bi di banku ni Simon o ha won say am the man tis obi ko di ma me na echi no ma start di na tem o abadam for o me illiterate mubara mo kasa platform to mutubu mo sen kan ya ani ntie mo ana we so hana we asa no one is making any point once mo kan bom sa petre am da ko hwegu tale bo just steady am ya sa dia bo aha do betin e chen say you so mo sima no e ya no ya sen mo ba na da te na man nya ya ho e so be kan che mo no mo sa mo free da bi ne mo no ma dwundwan se pe kese no mo de mo nti mo ntwen o ma do misi wa kwasi asem sei.
All right, peace here. Wow. Wakasa yepa, yavada wase. Okay. Miss Unique. Miss Unique. Miss Unique. Miss Unique. Boss lady. Boss lady.
Yeah, me bacho minga.
So yeah.
Yeah. Me bacho you can say e ka crab na make ka ye medika me kan no ba. Un say am say na me kan am say network ni e ba sam say tie nyina kuye. Time ma mommy ba Ghana minim sa video ni man shede hu ba bi potia na ofri ko. Se no wo kwa na no ba okra bag black decent in someone they were just mocking her. That video no me kai e fear ne si ase pachaye e be ye a lot of things o insult ma me no e moke no e de bag ne send in someone bi di na tem rubber bag ne send in someone de be send be brave. But right now all coming back no ne bana ye fe na odoni ani je profukuo bi se omo no omo de baka ko hia no because of that glory no ne animonyam na beto ma ame ne so no they are refusing to accept it and until na sa bro ha be brewe aba no enna akofa sa afei de omo de bloggers be egum a omo say omo kan say 17 years mommy mother. And so no, they have not been consistent with how long it has been. Because at some point we are also challenging them that say it's not 17 years. But they are still bringing it up and telling people say 17 years. E bizo si ane mama ni yare na papa ni yare na mama ni wo na tiko se konsa se wonko. But enya sa mo kasa adane niema ama na favor say Priscilla no ene ye ya na obi amfa foundation na mfiri ba bia medru ba bia ka Priscilla obenya ne saa ma na befa bedi Priscilla obae no wanya fio brena wa bren mementi ase o Priscilla came to enjoy the riches, the fame, the name, everything. She came to enjoy. Obabe enjoy aduane gufie no abi na me di bi na me ni bi no eye abrabo ahyase no ediu busa mema dodo they are still struggling na omo hia se ko baby be ka omo wabo omo apagya omo abrabo ahyase no edin mimi pe Kennedy Japan asempa na every work statement be say the hardest thing no is to make your first million. The hardest thing is to make your first million because once you make it, everything becomes easy because the name was already created. DL did not build or buy another DL dinner and yet Dino open doors has already been built. The money was there, the fame, everything. So she came to enjoy. My many brand now on never punish us. Yeah, a dear ya now, a good susu no. A 50 year no, or not Priscilla no.
and a baby enjoy.
Your video no any akɔhwɛ aba no. Ensɛm wei na team legal wise for so editu dwa. Me pese me hu adwenkyerɛ under the comment section. Now afi subscribe to Kasafa Media Ghana for me. Media ne jobless. Any update bia me de baba besom makram.
You are watching Kasapa Media.